Hi, I wanted to make a video on a little notebook that I made someone at church. It's actually a 10-year-old little girl. We're going through a teaching and we're recapping on a lot of things we've learned, and we're learning a lot of new things. So I'm making some notebooks and some books just to keep things in for a lot of the women at church, and then this one happens to be for a 10-year-old. I'm making some for everyone, actually, even the children. We don't have a large church, so it's not like I'm making a lot, but so here it is. Here's the cover, and what I used a composition book, and I cut down the paper, and that's what I used on the inside, and then I used the cover of the composition book for the cover of this, and covered it with the paper. And here's the back, and like always, anything I make, nothing is ever simple, always making mistakes, and I punched my holes in the wrong spot, so I had to cover them up with some eyelets, but I think it turned out okay. I don't even know if anyone will even notice. And let's open the inside. And I love this paper. I think it's so cute. And here's the first page, and I put a little side pocket, and here's just some paper I got from Michael's, and I cut it up and just tied some twine around it. It says beautiful. Little heart. And I keep the negative. Whenever I cut something, I always keep the negative and I use it. I feel like a hoarder in that way, though. But it does get used eventually. Okay, here's the next page. Things to remember, and this is probably one of my favorite pages. I got this idea from Pinterest. See if you can see his little feet, they're hearts. I think it's really cute. And here's one problem I have all the time. Do you see that, how the page puckered up? I'm constantly asking people when I watch a video, what kind of glue did you use? What kind of glue do you use? Because this kind of thing happens to me all the time. And I'd be embarrassed to show you my drawer full of glues and how much glue I have that I've tried, and I just can't find the right one. What I did with these, though, is I went to Hobby Lobby and I bought one of these little guns. It was like $16, and then I bought the refill cartridges. I got 3 of them, and they were like $14. And I actually used 6 cartridges on this book. I can't believe it. And it's because I taped the page. And when my husband saw me taping the page, when we went back, we had to go back to Hobby Lobby to get more tape. He couldn't believe I ran out because it says 120 feet. But what I was doing is I was taping here, 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 and then a bunch of lines in between. And yeah, so let's just say I went through a lot of tape. Here's my next page. Yeshua. It says Yeshua. Made a little banner, and of course that was kind of another fill, and I think that's why my page is puckered. Well, I know it is as well, because I used a lot of glue on the back of this. I should have used raffia or something thinner instead of something like this, because that made it bulky. So, but like I said, I learned from my mistakes. And some more paper. Pocket. Little heart. Wonderful. Next page. Got this idea on Pinterest too. Little envelopes. It says this is what it's all about. Next page. And oh my goodness, this page really was adorable. I mean, it turned out okay. And I'm not a fan of this right here. The border I put on, that was just to cover up a big, huge mistake I made. Here's some note cards. And this is what the page was supposed to look like. And it was adorable. And I have this problem. I'm trying to, I'm making one for my daughter, and she told me, Mom, don't do everything you do to him. You just do too much. You have a lot going on. So, I have this, I'm obsessed with, the Tim Holtz grunging everything up and making the ends look shabby chic, and so this page was really cute. And I got these little balls at Michael. I use them a lot when I make crafts for the kids in church. And so I had my little scalloped edges, and it looked cute. And then I went and put ink, and then more ink, and this is what it turned out like. And it just didn't turn out good, so I had to rip it up or rip it out. And this is how my page ended up looking. It says lovely. Next one. Be happy, be bright, be you. See, and that's why I like this tape. These, when I use the tape, all the pages are just smooth. I love it. Not puckered up or anything. Except for right there. Tab. Oh, and it is puckered because I glued these on. Delightful and spunky. Some more paper. Next one. Do you know how cute you are? And she's adorable. She's 10 years old. Just some more paper. A little envelope. I got a Tim Holtz on the edge die and I tried it out on here. Wow, you know how I talk about 10 pounds? The camera adds 10 pounds. Look at my hands. They look really chubby. This is Faith. And she has a lot of, she's an awesome child of God. She is on fire for God and I love it. She's 10 years old and I love to see that. There's some washi tape. Butterfly. Some hearts. This page is fun. Note card. Paper. I love that paper. Side pocket. Punched out a heart. And then this stuff right here is a lot of fun. I don't know what you call it, but I got it at Michael's and the little card says celebrate. Some butterflies. Another envelope. And here's an envelope. Oh, I was trying to cut the holes and of course cut them wrong and it wouldn't sit right in here, so I ended up just putting some twine on here and it says made with love. That's her name in Hebrew. You know, and I actually think I'm going to put that on something else because this looks like a dog bone for one thing, and then I don't know, it's kind of mature. The paper doesn't really match this paper, but I was just testing it out. Maybe I'll just leave it there, I don't know. Put something in there that suits her more. Okay, whatever. Let me see. Nothing ever wants to go in. And here's another one. I don't think I put anything in there. M for Maylene. It's just a simple little notebook. See, it has just the paper on it so she can take notes. And she's the note taker. Takes a lot of notes, asks a lot of questions. Little heart. Next page. Side pocket. Here's some more of that fun stuff. You are my happy. Some flags. Darling. Warm-hearted. And then here's my last page. And it says, when you smile, the world smiles with you. And then this pocket on the side. Loving, kind, and fearless. You know, that's another thing, now that I'm looking at this, another thing I have a problem with my eyelets. Let me see if I can find that piece of paper. Want to see something crazy that I do a lot? I cannot figure out my crocodile for the life of me. This thing drives me crazy. I've got the bigger one for the big eyelets, but look at what I literally have to do every time I poke holes or try and use my crocodile. Because I like the ones that, I don't like how they do that. If you can see that. I like them to be smooth. So I buy the ones that have the double sides so that it's flat on the back, but I mean, constantly I have to do things like this. And I still can't put them on right. I even write myself notes so that I know what dial, what this needs to be on. I can't work this thing. So And I've watched a million videos. That's another thing I need help with. I wish someone lived close to me who could explain all this stuff to me. But like I said, I learned by mistake. But I can't tell you how many... All these were for this little notebook right here. And I don't know if you remember, but I didn't put very many eyelets in there. So I guess that's